This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by BMO Harris Bank.
We're here at Benet Academy with senior captain Dan Sobolewski. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
A second place for the second time in 3 years for you. So what was the experience like to go back downstate?
It was pretty exceptional. Nobody really thought we could do it. We defied the odds a little bit. We had a small team, not the most Division I talent. We really came together in the playoffs. Became very unselfish, more unselfish than any team I've ever been on. And we made a run that we're going to remember the rest of our lives.
You guys set a school record, 31 wins. Again, like you said, not expected to do a whole lot. So when you put up 31 wins in a season, that's obviously got to be pretty special, right?
Yeah, I mean, you think of all the great players and great teams that have come through here, and to stand alone in any aspect of Benet basketball is pretty amazing. And to know that we have the most wins in the history of Benet basketball is pretty crazy.
You mentioned that not having, the D1 recruits that the other schools that you have seen throughout the year, the Simeons, the Currys, the Joliet West for that matter. Your brother obviously playing at Northwestern, and then Frank Kaminsky going on to Wisconsin, now playing in the NBA. You guys did something special. Is that kind of something to look back and say it was a team game? I mean, we didn't have those superstars, and yet we found a way to win.
Yeah, like you said, it really showed how much a team could do. The sum was greater than the parts. And I think we really defied the odds, like I said. And nobody expected us to do much, but we came together, and we had one of the best seasons in the history of the school.
You also tied for the conference championship too, something you guys haven't done in a while. So what does that mean for you as part of the East Suburban Catholic Conference, being what it is for every sport for that matter?
Yeah, that was actually something I've never done before. The past 2 years, we got second in 2014 and third in 2015. And it was really one of my goals coming into the year. I knew it would be tough because it's either the best or the second best conference in the state. And winning the conference was really special for us.
Now you get a chance to look back at 4 years, 3 years being on varsity, and what are you going to take away from your time with Benet basketball?
It's pretty crazy to think about that it's all over. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I'm really thankful for the 3 years, especially on varsity, and the 4 years at Benet. It's the best decision I've ever made coming to Benet and playing basketball. There's nothing that compares to it. I'm going to miss everything about it, from running out home games to the long bus rides, the long practices, 6 a.m. practices. I'm going to miss everything, and I'm really thankful to Coach Heitkamp and the staff for all he's done for me, and all he's done for my teammates, and how close he brought us over the last 4 years.
When I talked with you after the Joliet West Super Sectional game, you mentioned that 6 a.m. practice, not really looking forward to those, but obviously making the difference. So what is the coaching staff, what has that meant to you guys, and obviously Coach Heitkamp being a part of your life for 3 years?
Yeah, Coach Heitkamp is the best coach I've ever had, and I think he's the best coach in the state. He really cares about us as people more than he does as players, which is pretty rare, especially for a great coach like him. And he kept us out of trouble. He was always on us for good grades, good conduct grades, and it's meant a lot to me because I know I came in as a little boy and grew up. I'm leaving as a man, and that's pretty special to me.
Not a lot of players get a chance to be in the position that you were, to be on 2 state contesting teams. Is that something that you take with at face value, or is that something that you kind of can look back, even though it didn't end the way you wanted to, and say we had a nice run?
Yeah, looking at the history of Benet basketball, it's been pretty amazing, and no player has ever played in 2 state championships from Benet, and obviously it's a team effort, as you said before. It's long from one man show, but the last 3 years have been pretty exceptional, and I'm going to miss just everything about it.
And Coach Heitkamp also mentioned after that game, not bad for a baseball player. So obviously this team wasn't the biggest, like we've talked about, and it's been publicized many times, but this team had a lot of athletes. So being a baseball guy and a basketball guy, I guess, in a sense, how rewarding has this been for you?
Yeah, it's been awesome. The run we had was something I'll never forget, something none of us will ever forget, and to be part of 2 of them is pretty special. And like you said, I'm pursuing a college career in baseball, so that's the last basketball game I'm ever going to play, which is pretty crazy to think about. But I'm one of the very few who get to say they ended their career in the last game of the year. I took the jersey off my own back. I knew when it was going to end, and I'm very grateful for that.
What was that moment like?
It was tough. The last time taking off the Benet jersey was tough. I mean, I grew up dreaming about wearing that jersey, and it was really a dream come true for 3 years. I got to play in front of the best coaches, or in front of the best fans in the state, for the best coach in the state, with my best friends, and it's something that I've always looked forward to. And when I heard "Thank you, seniors" come from the fans, that's when it really hit me that I'm done. I mean, I played my last basketball game, and it's something I'm always going to miss. I'm forever grateful for it.
The Red Wing Rowdies are just absolutely crazy about the sports teams here, and there's been such great support, obviously, for the girls volleyball team, the girls basketball team, the boys hockey team, and now the boys basketball team is getting that same love, that same support. So when you see your friends out there just rooting you guys on the way that they have, and in droves they came out for that last game, that's got to be pretty special to see, right?
It's awesome. I mean, Bennett's a family community. Everybody's cheering for each other, and we're really all friends. There's no grade boundaries. So you saw a lot of juniors, sophomores, and freshmen there at the state championship game cheering us on, and it was a pretty special experience.
Now, like you said, you're going to be pursuing a career in baseball when you leave here. So now you're got to switch gears basically from basketball to baseball. So what's the mindset, I guess, going to be starting over, I guess, from what you just dealt with?
Yeah, I mean, the baseball team has a lot of high expectations, but we're pretty similar to the basketball team. And we don't have a bunch of huge names, but we have a bunch of good athletes and good competitors. And I think what I'm going to take over is just getting better day by day. You can't make the state championship your goal. You have to get better day by day, and eventually big things will come. You got to focus on the little things, and eventually turn into big things.
Now, I heard that you're a little bit behind on schedule because of the basketball run. So does that take away from, is there a difference, I guess, in conditioning and getting ready for baseball season, or are you going to be able to just kind of hit the ground running and get going here?
I hit them through a lot during basketball season, a lot of hours spent in the batting cages. But during playoffs, basketball took up pretty much all of my time. I didn't hit too much, didn't throw too much. So I got to get the arm back into shape, take a little extra BP, and I think I should be good.
So, it's coming down to the end. This is for your time here at Benet. So has that ever gotten a chance to creep into your mind? Obviously it did with basketball, but, now you're into your, final semester here.
Yeah, I mean, I really haven't thought about it too much. The end of basketball hasn't really hit me yet, to be honest with you. I think it's going to hit me once summer comes and there's no more summer ball. It's something I really look forward to every year. But this past 4 years has been pretty awesome, and if I had to do it again, I have no regrets. I'd do the exact same thing.
Getting back to the basketball team, coming in, you guys weren't, like you said, nobody expected much out of you. You weren't even ranked in the top 25 in most columns. So, and again, the shock the world seemed to be like the thing for you guys. So, was that a little chip on your shoulder, knowing that you guys were down there 2 years ago? You got to the regional final last year, and you knew that you had a team that can do it.
Definitely. Like you said, not many people expected much from us, and we knew we could do big things. Coach Heitkamp told us from day one of practice this could be one of the best teams he's ever had, and we didn't take that lightly because Coach never lies to us. He always tells the truth, and we took that mentality day by day. We knew we had to do the little things to win games. We couldn't just roll the balls out and play. We'd never win, but we came together. We defended as hard as we possibly could. We competed on the glass, and I think we were a team in every sense of the word.
One thing I want to get to before we wrap things up here is the sectional semifinals against Hinsdale South. You were guarding Barrett Benson, who's regarded as one of the top players in the state going to Northwestern. 6'10", and you're, 6'3", 6'4"? So how were you guys able to bottle him up the way you guys were able to in that game?
First off, we had a great game plan. We knew they had one really good shooter, Brian Kern, and we didn't help off him at all. They had another kid, number 10, who could shoot the ball a little bit, and two guys who were more role players. They tried to get Barrett the ball, and we really laid off those two guys, and we had 2 or 3 guys on him all night. It was far from a one-man effort. I had help from my teammates all night, and we competed as hard as we possibly could and worked out to our advantage.
Do you like getting a chance to take on the biggest guy every time, or is it?
Yeah, because like you said, people don't think I can do it because I'm shorter than they are. And I think I was outsized in probably 30 of 35 games this year. So it was definitely a fun challenge to take on every game. I took a lot more pride in my defense than I did in my offense, and I hope it showed.
Well, I definitely think it showed all season, and again, congratulations on a successful year and a great career here at Benet Academy, and we wish you well in baseball season.
Thanks, appreciate it.